What's up, guys? Big K Flounty here, and today we're going to talk about should you be talking behind somebody's back? Now, this was a really requested topic. We're going to start to get into more like should you be a nice person in this situation or that, whatever. Those like personal situations. We're going to get more of that into this, like on the Gospel Corner, which is one of our playlists. We're going to get more into those topics. So yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so when you talk behind someone's back, it could actually be good. Like, it could be insightful, like, oh hey, did you see what Stretch did? I don't think that was the right decision. So just think of it like being open as, it could be bad, and it could be good. But most people spin it around as being bad. Because most of the time when people do it, they're like talking trash about somebody else. Like, they're calling the UPS dog, you mean page, a complete racist shithole. So that's something to look out for. So I remember, back in the day, whatever, I had friends that would. So then you run into this instance where people will be nice to you, or they'll be friends with you, no matter how nice they are, they will treat you nice, like, when they're around you, and then when they're gone, they'll just talk shit about you. So, that's also something you gotta look out for. And what would somebody say? Like, if I said Stretch was being a dick to Jimmy, then I don't know if that would be a talking shit or not. I would just say, well, he did something rude. I mean, the important thing is that when I tell him that myself, if I wouldn't want to tell him anything, then that's talking shit behind. Because I wouldn't want to tell him that he's a piece of shit. Well, I mean, obviously you wouldn't. But if I was able to, call him out for something that would help him, then I think that would benefit. Then I would say that to him. I wouldn't just, usually in a situation where somebody's being a dick, I'm not just going to keep fucking around and just not doing anything, even though I don't want to. Even though you will never want to call out somebody for doing something, it's better off you do. Because eventually they'll just, say, oh, hey, he actually, cares about it. Like, you can't fuck around with Big K, I guess. So let's just say, like, I go to a bar and I'm drunk. Well, maybe not, but somebody there is making me mad. And then I say, you're being an idiot. Then they're obviously going to get mad. Now, if I say to my friend, hey, you were being a little bit of a dick back there, then they might take it differently. Because if you call a stranger an idiot, you have no history with that one person. So if you see them, like, once saying something bad about you, then they're going to be like, oh, well, this guy's an idiot. Now, but if it's my friend, Stretch, he knows me well, then he would obviously think, well, okay, well, he might not do that every so often. It's all about perception. That's what I'm going to leave it to. Then you get to the topic where you will start telling, like, all your buddies, like, oh, Jimmy, I thought Matt wanted to hang out with me today. I'm not saying that's obviously, but, like, I could use a more extreme example where it would be like, oh, Stretch, did you see what Jimmy said on Twitch last night? Did you think that was bad? Like I'm getting someone else, like maybe I thought that Jimmy said something racist on a live stream, and I didn't think it was nice. Then I go and tell Stretch. Now, what also would happen is that it spreads around like wildfire, like the cheating situation. Like, let's say, Kim Kardashian cheats on Kanye West. Kanye is spreading rumors around on the internet, like, oh, I think she's cheating on me, dude. Like, then, that's like spreading the gospel. Like, let's spread the gospel around. Everybody is in on this. Everybody knows that this person was doing this and saying that behind their back. And we could circle that back to what I was saying about Stretch. I ain't saying that none of this will ever happen. This is just for example purposes. But if Jacob or Stretch thought that that was bad, like, you're like, dude, you caught something else. Maybe I just thought that it was racist, and he didn't. You know, it can totally depend on every situation. You know, one person can think one thing is bad and the other not. Totally the case. So then you get into the other argument. Well, if it spreads around, then would that be nice? Like, wouldn't you just come to a point where you should just tell them? I mean, yes. Like, I mean, to argue or, you know, say this entire argument that I'm saying here is that you should say something to them, whether it's good or bad, but there should be a time where you just don't want to say something to them. Like, if you're saying something good to them, it could be good or bad. That's just basically what I've been trying to say this entire time. But if it spreads around a lot and it's bad, then obviously it's good. Like in the family, right? Let's say Grunkle Stan, you know, cheats on, or whoever, whatever his wife was, and everybody knows about that, but they just don't want to tell him. Well, maybe they just don't want to tell him because they don't want to hurt his feelings. That will happen too. And also, you know, let's say, what can we think of? Brandon has a bad day, you know. He didn't get that girl that he wanted. Or he had a rough day at school, whatever. And let's say Stretch walks in and he's doing okay, you know. So they're coming to do a video or something. And now let's say I say something like, oh, dude, my brother was like saying you guys were little chumps. Brandon might say or be mad even more than Stretch would, because, you know, he may be more angry at the moment than Stretch was. That can definitely happen. Now when should you say, well, you shouldn't be doing this? If it's to, you know, put someone else down, then I don't think you should do it, because it's gonna, you know, rub on you. You know, you hear all the time that, you know, you shouldn't be talking behind someone's back. This is why I made this video, because I wanted to clarify whether you should or not. And in some situations, you know, we're all guilty of, you know, being angry at the moment, and we call this person a poop. Yeah, a piece of poop. And, you know, someone would take that differently. Or they would just straight up say that, you know, you're talking shit. I just wanted to, like, see, like, what was that line, you know, between talking shit and not. Talking behind someone's back or not. Some of the points I wanted to get into was that, let's say, you know, is that a lot of times in my own experiences, I have said different things like, oh, why would he do that? You know, it's all about the intention. Like, let's say I tell Stretch that I've been using Stretch a lot, so let's switch it up. We're going to use Nate. Let's say I tell Nate that, you know, oh, Jimmy's been cussing, you know, he screams on the phone at my brother or something. That's just random. Like, I would just be randomly telling him, like, I don't know what he would take it as. Like, now if I told him that, oh, dude, Jimmy was, you know, saying some weird stuff, like, like he was gonna, you know, fight this kid or whatever, I was gonna say, well, do you think that would that be true? Now you could also take that as, oh well, it's just a random comment, but the most likely reason why I would say or talk behind someone's back is because someone did something sus. Like, they're like, oh, this girl left me unopened, I don't know what happened. And for all these situations, you could take it as random, but it'd be like, do you think she just took it as random, or do you think that, you know, there was an intent behind it? Now, I ain't going on there typing on the internet that, you know, she's a bitch, she left me unopened, stupid bitch, you know, whatever. Oh, you're an idiot, how dare you leave me open? You know, whatever. I'm just saying, like, well, how come she would do that, you know? I'm not, now I can also spin it and be like, oh, how would you do that? I'm such a perfect guy, you know, you're a bitch, you're an idiot. You know, I could take it that way, but I would also say, you know, hey, do you think that this girl was doing this on purpose? Do you think that, you know, oh, why would he do that? You know, I think that's another big one that I go to. Why would that person do that? It could be random, or it could be trying to help them. If it was trying to help them, I would obviously, you know, be like, well, why would you do that? That was a questionable decision. Why would Big K post a video at 3 in the morning when he knows that nobody's gonna watch it? You know? So, just totally, you know, look out for what the person is saying, how they're trying to perceive it as, because it's all perception too. And alright guys, so I wanted to add this in because, you know, obviously they get close personal with you, but people will also spread lies about you. Well, maybe not, but they will say fake stuff to, you know, talk shit, spread around with people, that sort of thing. You know, obviously for clout or whatever. And, you know, sometimes what somebody says is true or it could be false, you know, take it with a grain of salt, mind you. So, let's say I put these shades on. Now, that's true, I did do that. However, if I told somebody that, they may not believe that is true necessarily. So, you know, just take everything that you hear with a grain of salt. That's the key to seeing yourself around different situations also, you know. Now you can argue, well, what if it's true? Then, you know, it was true, you know. That person was being real. Now, you could also throw the friend thing back into this. You know, like I always do, you know, always gonna have the boys in it. I could also say, well, what if Stretch said that? If Stretch said that, I might believe him more than some random dude, you know? Because I know that Stretch might, well, basically I know Stretch more than that stranger might. So, you know, just think of it. Just another point with it, and yes, getting really nice weather out here. You guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, you know. I didn't mean to rub some people the wrong way if I mention any names or not. But yeah, this was a big one, guys, you know. A lot to discuss and lots of different ways you could take this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So I think this is also crucial too. Like, if I say that some random dude at the bar is being a nutsack, then alright, hopefully it's a little bit brighter now. And I say to something like, oh, I think my mom was trying to, be rude to you all when she kicked me out. Is that obviously, guys, if you enjoyed this video, and that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, I recommend you guys please like and share this. And remember, guys, have a flipping amazing day.